Man, we're hanging out with Beartooth, and we're backstage at Freakers Ball 2017, 97.1 The Eagle. What's up?
Hey!
Hi, guys.
How you doing? How we doing?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Good to be here, man.
How's travel hell treating Beartooth? It seems like you guys are really good at it.
Good at traveling?
Sometimes
it hasn't been bad. I mean, there was a pretty long drive last night, but I've just been able to sleep, which is kind of rare. But
Yeah.
It was like a 13-hour drive, something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, but
Is there any good sleep when you're going down the asphalt with only rubber separating you? And is there any such thing as that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to it. It just depends. Depends on what bunk you're in, for one.
Depends on undergarments.
Yeah.
if you're up higher, you're not
Yeah,
sleeping.
that higher
It's
bunks, they throw around way more. So it's
I
a lot
didn't
tougher
know
to
that.
sleep.
See,
Yeah.
I learned something new today about the whole travel hell process.
There you go.
It's a standard question. It's a crutch question for radio people to ask artists. But how can we not, when we care about you guys and we love your music and we know how hard you work by moving from A to B to C constantly, and it seems like nowadays, rock bands especially have to do that more than ever.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to maintain ground zero, you know? Am I
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to be out. You got to stay busy, man, this day and age.
And so do you still have a heart at home? I know you guys are from Columbus. Is there still a part of you that stays home, or have you just sort of become
the
mobile
Oh,
soul?
yeah. I mean, I've been touring for a very long time, like since I was really young, so I'm used to it. It's just part of my adult life at this point. But, I mean, I definitely miss home, always. I mean, I love being home, but when I'm home, I miss the road. So it's just kind of
Yeah,
like...
it's always one or the other, right?
Yeah.
I get home for like 3 days, and I'm like, all right, let's go back out again.
3 days will do it, huh?
Yeah.
I need a little longer than that.
I sleep in my own bed, I shower, and then I'm like, let's get out.
Is there no place like your own bed to sleep, even for a rock
Oh, yeah, it's
musician?
great.
Oh, it's the best.
It's
man.
just uncomfortable.
I love sleeping in bunks. Like, don't get me wrong, I can sleep like a baby in there. But the first time you get into your own bed after a tour is
It's fantastic.
And what
the
about
best.
hotel beds? Like, let's talk about hotel beds for a second. It
boy.
seems like I just can't get a break. Like, me and the wife have like, okay, we're going to pick a room it costs enough where we know the bed's not going to suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
What's the worst and what's the best you guys have seen?
Travelodge
Oh
in
my
the UK.
God. Yeah.
It's
Travelodge is bad?
It's pretty much sleeping on the concrete or like this wood.
Dude,
right
it is
here.
insane. I
It's
mean, they're
bad.
really cheap rooms, so we would just get them and get a bunch of them, but they are absolutely
Are
terrible.
those one of those where you feel the rusty springs and you just kind of sink into the middle?
You don't even feel
Oh, God.
springs. It's just like a wooden box with a with a like piece of
Sandpaper
cloth on it.
blanket.
So what's the other end of that for Beartooth? Like, is Four Seasons ever in the budget, or
Ooh, nah. I mean, well,
not yet?
we occasionally, like, if we're in the right place, we'll go to like a resort. Like Arizona has a nice resort where there's just like a ton of pools, and if we like really need a good day off.
I like the Aloft hotels that we've been staying in.
Aloft,
Yeah.
we've got a couple of those here in Dallas
they've
too.
been solid. If you're traveling, would recommend.
Beartooth is here from Columbus, Ohio. 97.1, The Eagle, Freakers Ball 2017, live from the Pep Boys broadcast room at Verizon Theater. So, very much like DFW, Columbus is very much a rock town.
Oh yeah.
But we're curious, you know. We know that Columbus rocks, and we have radio buddies who have kicked ass at some good stations there. But beyond that, kind of take us back. Like, we know when we think Columbus from a rock perspective, we think Beartooth and maybe Dwight Yoakam. Like, what else? What are we missing? I think
There's a band called My Ticket Home that just put out a new record that
Okay.
is absolutely incredible. Would highly recommend anybody listen to that. They're from Columbus. We grew up with them. But I mean, we got Rock on the Range. We have like the Newport Music Hall, which is one of the oldest music venues in like the United States or something.
I think it's the oldest rock venue or something.
Yeah.
And where did you guys get your teeth cut? Where was the first place when things the worm started to turn for this particular band? Was it in Columbus?
Yeah. We
Club?
Yeah, we played this tiny. Our first show was at this tiny little club that literally should have been like a 75 cap, like tiny little room. And
There's like 150, 200
yeah,
people.
it was really sketchy.
Yeah. I was in the crowd.
Yeah, he was at the first show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Before he was in the band, but then I don't know. I mean, the basement is a venue. It's right next to a place called Express Live, which is like kind of a staple venue there.
Of Columbus.
Yeah, but the Newport, the basement,
I always love playing the Newport. That's
And Cincy, I know a little bit more about. Cincy's got pretty sharp teeth when it comes to music taste and all that. And that chili is crazy down there, too. But Columbus, I felt like, well, rather than try and, like, fake a lot of Columbus homework, I would just get you guys to kind of fill us in.
Sure. Hey, I respect that.
Because here in DFW, we go loud, we go heavy. This is the home of the Toadies and Pantera and people like that. So, you know, we're like, Beartooth is going to fit in really good here. But we want to know about what goes on in other hard rock spots in the world. So thank you for filling us in on Columbus. I have to say, though, man, from a critical standpoint, that first album of you guys that you did, it's just... I don't know what to say, man.
I don't
Good
know
or bad?
Yeah,
Where
that
you
sigh,
going?
the
Where
sigh
you going
was
here? 'Cause
very
this could
misleading.
It was the worst record
It's
I've
so
maybe heard in
disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Hey,
The album's called Disgusting, and they
Yes.
probably heard that joke from other interviewers, but I couldn't resist.
never heard it before.
Actually, not as
No?
much as you'd think. You'd be surprised.
And then Aggressive is the new one, too. So is there a running theme here? Like, is there a name in mind for the next record? And is it
Yeah,
kind of...
I do. I got the name. I got a couple songs, but I'm gonna keep that under wraps for a little while.
one-word descriptive kind of stuff? We're going to keep
You
that
could
theme going?
assume. Yeah, I mean, for me, when I'm reading titles of records and they're super long, it's like people always just abbreviate records and band names anyway. Might as well just keep it
One word,
short,
simple.
short, and
So
sweet.
much better than
Yeah.
like Beartooth 1. You know, like
Yeah.
you guys seem like a creative enough band where you could do a lot better than that.
Beartooth 1.
Beartooth Volume 2.
Yeah.
You know, nothing, no offense to Queen, but you know.
And then, well, soon enough, though, we're going to run out of titles and do the self-titled record, which is what everybody does, like third or fourth record.
That I can see, because the standalone name Beartooth, like, that's very imaginative. So I could see that being a standalone title for sure. I know the guys in Stone Sour have been really good to you guys lately.
Oh, yeah.
And that's great. Done a
Best.
couple of shows with them. What about some other bands that, you know, these kind of rock stations play? Are there other ones that are kind of warming up to the very unique sound and presentation that is Beartooth?
I mean, you know, we toured with Slipknot a couple years ago, and that was just a complete mind-bending experience.
So Corey Taylor, once again. Yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
weren't you guys part of Knotfest? Or?
Yeah, we did Knotfest, and we did a run with them to Knotfest. It was them and Suicidal Tendencies, and that's where, met Corey, and then met the Stone Sour guys actually at a show. We met a couple of them when we played in Iowa. That's where I think it was the guitar player and someone else came out with like their kids.
A Slipknot show in Iowa. That would be like seeing Beartooth in Columbus. I mean, that would be hardcore, man.
But met the Stone Sour guys. They're all super cool, and we're doing some shows with them on this little run. We're playing with them in day after tomorrow.
Yeah, day after tomorrow.
In New Mexico.
Man.
But they're rad. I mean, there's so. I mean, we get to play with Mastodon. Like, there's so many sick bands that this like radio world is, you know.
I hung
got
out
us
with some
lined
of
up
the guys from In Flames, and they were like one of my favorite bands in junior
In
high.
Flames
so
is great too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're sick.
they're sick.
It's
So-
really, 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 really hard to put a new artist and a new rock song, specifically rock, out there right now and get people to pay attention long enough to absorb more than a few seconds of it and really soak it in, you know? So we feel you guys, and we appreciate all the hard work that you're doing, and we're really, really glad that you're here today.
Yeah,
And
well, thanks for having us. This
we
is
think
so
it's going to be
rad.
a crusher of a set. So.
Oh, we're going to bring the heat. We got 35 minutes. We're using every single second. of
Does
it.
this sound like BS to you? It sounds very genuine to me.
Yeah.
So, Beartooth in the house, Freakers Ball. We're here at Verizon Theater, Grand Prairie. Freakers Ball 2017 with the Eagle. Come on down.